We had so much fun exploring Singapore the other day that we just had to come out and film again.
So the plan for today is to hit up a couple of really major tourist attractions that look super cool, but we're gonna start off with a bit of a hidden gem. So we are currently in the neighborhood called Katong. We're actually here because our hotel happens to be situated in this neighborhood. We're gonna link that below if you want to check it out. But we're on our way to a road called Kunsang Road.
Kunsang Road.
Kunsang Road. But it's full of like really beautiful shop houses from what we've heard. They're really, really colorful. So super Instagrammable. This is like your Instagram point. Probably a little bit off the beaten path, so take notes, people.
So I think we're actually here. We took a wrong turn back there, and I think we're behind them right now. So they're just right ahead of us.
We found it. It's super colorful. I love how every building looks different.
I know, look, guys, check this out. They're so colorful. And we're the only ones here, well, besides the traffic, but there's no one else here. Talk about an Instagram secret spot. So as we said, this area is called Katong. It's a bit off the beaten path, honestly, but it's also considered one of the oldest neighborhoods, I think, in all of Singapore. And we hear that it's up and coming.
It is primarily made up, I think, of Peranakan culture.
I think that's how we say it.
I'm probably saying you're wrong, excuse me for that. Which, from what I've read, is mainly Chinese people that moved here in starting in the 15th century. So it's super historic, very cultural, very prosperous neighborhood. How about
we
that?
hear there's lots of bungalows, and I think the yards or maybe the gardens are
gardens.
a little bigger than some of the other areas in Singapore. So it's really unique.
Randomly found this hawker market, so we decided to try something we haven't had yet, which is roasted duck noodles.
You know what? I think this is going to be really good. So a few videos ago, we were at Maxwell Food Centre and we tried hawker food for the whole video. If you guys want to watch that, go check it out because we had such a great time. And like Anna said, we were just walking by here and we found this hawker center and we figured, well, it is lunchtime, we might as well try something different.
So we ended up getting duck noodles. So you see a duck, I'm saying breast.
I think it's a duck breast, yeah.
Some noodles there. I think there's a bit of sauce there. Maybe some bok choy, do you think?
Yeah, I think it is bok choy. It looks really interesting. It's very colorful. That duck looks superb, so I'm very excited to go in. We're not sure what this is.
Soup, I think.
Well, we know, well, soup for sure, but the one thing they didn't tell us was what kind of soup it was.
Pretty basic, some greens and maybe some chickpeas in there.
Okay, here we go. Anna is gonna go first.
We're gonna have a really big messy bite.
Messy bites are the good kind of bites. I know that face. Honestly,
that's so good.
These hawker markets are like my favorite thing.
In all honesty, sometimes I like duck and sometimes I find it a bit too meaty or gamey, maybe is the word.
Yep.
This is so good. That skin has some sort of sweet sauce on it. Almost like, I don't want to say teriyaki because it's not that strong. But it's got that kind of soy saucy flavor, but really sweet. And then you combine it with the noodles that are very simple but very yummy and just have a simple sauce on them. Oh, I'm in love.
Okay, we can't leave out this soup. We'll do this really quick.
Okay.
Try it out.
Do it. Really simple but really good. I'd say it's maybe a vegetable broth, but it could be a meat, like a chicken broth. But very, very, very simple with some greens in there. Can't say much more about it. It's good. If you were sick, it would probably be even better. Just one of those nice, homey soups. Alright, lunch was exceptionally good. Now we are back
down at Gardens by the Bay, and we were here in our last video. You guys have got to go back and watch our last video. We will link it. Just make sure to go watch it because the end is just, we caught the late show. Let's just say that.
It's amazing.
Now we're going to I forget the name.
The Cloud Forest.
The Cloud Forest. I think it's like inside or something. Hello.
Hi. Cloud Forest. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're in. Whew, it's like kind of chilly in here. It's cold. So we are in Cloud Forest, like we said. It's actually a botanical garden. Did I get that right?
It is, but it's like inside of this massive greenhouse. It's kind of like a giant living wall.
This is huge. Like, it's so big. It's huge. I don't even know what to say. I don't think the camera's gonna do it justice. And we hear there might be mist or something.
Right, a few times a day there's some sort of mist thing that happens, and it's supposed to be in like
at 4 o'clock.
15 minutes. So
15 minutes.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
First thoughts, I would say this place, I could be wrong, but has like very diverse plants. I see a lot of stuff that looks like they'd only be found in a tropical rainforest, and then other things that look like they would only be found in the north, like evergreen type trees.
So look at that evergreen tree. There's one right there. How? I don't understand how they're all living with each other.
Maybe temperature just works.
Yeah, maybe so. So we know this is kind of touristy, but you cannot beat the price. It only costs $25 US to come into this thing.
For the two of us.
For the two of us. I mean,
that's so cool in here.
Yeah, and given how expensive Singapore can be, I have to say it's a really good deal for an incredible tourist attraction.
And there were options, different packages you could get. We opted just for the Cloud Forest, and there was something called the Flower Dome. It sounded kind of cool, but we're not doing it today.
Not doing the Flower Dome today. Yeah, so it's pretty much more of the same, but now we look to be, we're way high. It was 6 floors in the elevator.
How do you get down there?
I don't know. I think we're gonna go down there eventually. So this looks really amazing. This is stunning. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. There's starting to be mist. Look.
I'm trying to see if I can reach it. I can't really feel it.
Yeah, I don't. There's not as much of it as I thought. I feel like I should be able to grab it, but I can't.
Under the waterfall.
Yeah, so we also can't touch it. It looks like you can.
On.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I got it a little bit. Look, and that's where we came in. So we're making our way back down. Now, this place is great. We highly recommend definitely checking this out if you're in Singapore.
So next up, since we're so close, we're going to head to the ArtScience Museum.
Yeah, we're pretty close to that.
If you watched last week, we actually walked by it. It was like a lotus flower. We're going to go there.
Let's go check it out. I kind of feel like I'm in a video game right now, like I'm in Super Mario or something like that. Behind us, there's all this animated stuff going on. Everywhere you go, there's this animated, like, cartoon video game graphics. Yeah, there are a lot of people here as well. So if you're here, you don't have a lot of time to get this shot, but it is really cool.
Okay, so some thoughts about the exhibition. It was way smaller than I expected it to be. We paid about probably about $15 US each to get in there, about that.
Honestly, at the end is what everyone's there for. There's this basically this little light tunnel, and you probably well, you guys just saw this and it looked incredible. But now we are going to something else that's really popular around here. What's it called again?
I think it's called Haji Lane. It's like one of the more popular streets here. It's supposed to have some street art and cool bars and that kind of thing.
While we are walking, we are trying to get a Grab, and Grab seems to be the well, the cheapest way to get around the city, huh?
Yeah, and if you're wondering what Grab is, it's kind of like Uber, but it's the Asian version.
Yeah, it's totally that. And it seems, from what I can tell, it's about usually like a few dollars less than a taxi.
Definitely. You can pay right in the app, which is so convenient.
And while we are waiting for our Grab, which we are hoping to get to on time, we got a few facts for you guys.
Yeah, so if you're wondering how many people are here, there's about 5.6 million inhabitants in Singapore, and it's one of 3 sovereign city-states in the world. And if you're wondering what that means, it's basically a country that's also a city.
Yeah.
So it's just a city and a country
Can
all
you name the other
into
2?
one. I can.
You can, because you know we looked it up. So you got Singapore, you got something that you're probably not thinking called the Vatican.
The Vatican.
And the other one is just totally out of left field.
Monaco.
This place so far looks really cool.
So it's pedestrian only, just so you know. There's loads of shops, lots of street art. It's very vibrant. I think there's cafes, bars, restaurants, all that stuff.
So far, all I see is a lot of graffiti and a lot of bars.
Some people.
And some people. I think it's gonna come alive later at night. I'm not sure if we'll be here then though.
So now that we've reached basically the end of the road, we can say that there's a lot more shopping here than we expected. It's everything from like bigger brands to super niche boutiques. It's really cool how they have these shop houses. They're very historic looking with like beautiful colors and all the shutters. And it's funny because we started the vlog at kind of a similar looking place, but it was way quieter there. Those were people's homes. Here we're on like a very busy, vibrant street, and we're surrounded by these more modern buildings.
Singapore, you have been so incredible. Unfortunately, it is time for us to go. We did have multiple days here and we had such a good time like eating your food and exploring the city.
Yeah, I love the combo of like streets like this that seem really old and where we started off at, but then the rest of the city is like ridiculously modern, like almost to the point of feeling futuristic.
It's very futuristic.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get around, so that's the important thing. So the metro is very simple to use, so we've used that so much, but taxis and Grabs are actually very affordable for a city of this size, and that's kind of strange because Singapore, well, it has a reputation for being a little bit expensive. It is.
It has been expensive. It's not for us that travel a lot. It's hard to spend a long time here because everything is very, very, very expensive.
Yeah,
but yeah. Happy to have visited.
Exactly. If you just had a vacation of like a few, like a week, and you worked like full-time job, and this is where you're coming to, it makes perfect sense. You can easily do it. But for what we do, we travel for a long period of time. You can't stay in cities like this for too long. So, guys, if you are new around here, make sure to follow us. So hit subscribe, click on the notification bell, let you know when our videos are out. I'm Trevor. This is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. We'd love to have you along for the ride, and we'd love to get a comment from you below so we know who's watching.
Absolutely, because so many people will be like, oh, I watch you, but they never say anything. So
and in our last video, make sure you watch that because we were checking a lot of good views in the city. I guess that's the best way to say. And we also went to the gardens by the bay and we caught the night show. Or the lake, what do they call that?
The lake, I don't know.
Well, I'll call it the night show, basically where all the music comes on. It was really cool. And in our next video, well, we don't really know. We don't know what, it's a new city and a new country, but we don't know what the video will be yet. But we know this, we're going to Malaysia and we're going to Kuala Lumpur. We can't wait.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Singapore, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.